All right, gang, I told you for the last several days I've got an exciting announcement that's affecting me, and it's going to affect this channel, and here it is. I'm quitting my job. No, not this job, not Turley Talks Broadcasting. No, for the very first time since nearly 30 years, since 1994, I'm stepping down from academia, from the classroom, from the lectern, from my daily interaction with students. I don't know how many of you know this, but up until this point, technically speaking, I've only ever worked part-time for this channel and for Turley Talks. Now, of course, part-time is only in the title, as I've poured my heart and soul into this channel, but it's never been technically my main job. So the big news is starting June 1st, I'm striking out on my own, away from the 9-to-5, grading papers, teaching a handful of students. I'm taking Turley Talks full-time to bring you more content than ever before. I'm taking a leap of faith here and giving everything I have to you in the Turley Talks calls. More videos, more articles, more books, more special guests. This channel is blowing up, and it is just the beginning. This is a big step for me, and I wanted to share that with you. You mean so much to me. You see, 5 years ago, I realized that I was living in a rather woke environment. The classical school I was working full-time for was great. It was more the university setting that I was in and part-time. I found out rather quickly that I was working for university liberals who silenced me in my beliefs. I wasn't making the money I needed or wanted. I'm sure many of you know the kind of position I was in because you've been there or are there currently yourself. But thanks to the guidance of people who believed in me, I started Turley Talks really as just what you call a side hustle. It was something I did on top of both the full-time job and the part-time job, just trying to make ends meet as a scholar. In fact, I would get up as early as 4 a.m. to make videos. But over time, I discovered the magnitude of what I stumbled upon, the actual way to defeat cancel culture and the tangible steps to building a parallel polis. I know that after this past election, November, and then what happened in January 6th, it probably seems there's little hope for conservatives and the values we hold dear, and there's no way to rebuild what's been lost. But I'm here to tell you, this is not the end. In fact, it is only the beginning. This year, I'm making the biggest decision of my life. For the first time in 20 years as a classical education teacher and almost another 10 years as a college professor, I'm quitting my academic jobs and going full-time at Turley Talks. My side hustle has now not only replaced my income, but exceeded my very expectations. I mean, what could be better, gang? I get to inspire hundreds of thousands of people a day, every day, to live lives of freedom. And that, in a word, is why I'm doing this. Freedom. You see, so many of us feel like we're completely trapped in a leftist globalist world, and there's simply no way out. We're foreigners and aliens in our own country. There's no exit sign that promises freedom and independence from all this woke nonsense. Certainly neocons aren't offering us anything constructive. In fact, all neocon rhinos are doing is they're telling us the best thing we can do as conservatives is abandon both the very president and his America First agenda that we all know and love. And I have to say that it's here, in the midst of facing this daunting reality, that I draw so much inspiration from the amazing movie Braveheart, with Mel Gibson as William Wallace, particularly that scene where William Wallace stands before a ragtag bunch of scared, disorganized, disheartened Scots who are about to face one of the most well-funded, well-trained, and well-organized armies on the planet, right? The English. And it all seems so absolutely hopeless. Do you remember what William Wallace said to them? Take a look.
Sons of Scotland, I am William Wallace.
William Wallace is 7 feet tall.
Yes, I've heard. He kills men by the hundred. And if he were here, he'd consume the English with fireballs from his eyes and bolts of lightning from his arse. I am William Wallace. And I see a whole army of my countrymen here in defiance of tyranny. You've come to fight as free men. And free men you are. What will you do with that freedom? Will you fight? Fight against that? No! We will run! And we will live. Aye. Fight and you may die. Run and you'll live. At least a while. And dying in your beds many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Wow, I mean, what I so adore about that Braveheart scene, what I absolutely love about it, is what William Wallace, as he rides up to this ragtag, disheveled cluster of Scots, holding their sticks, all divided amongst themselves. They're disheartened, they're disorganized, and the like. He saw immediately a band of men who were afraid, who felt hopeless in the face of the threat that stood before them across the fields, a professional English army with real armor and swords, laughing at them, mocking them, ridiculing them. These disheveled Scots were obviously scared. They were hopeless. They weren't fighters. They were farmers. How on earth were they going to take on the English army? Sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? There's no way we're going to win another election with them in charge. As long as they can cheat, we'll always lose. There'll never be another Republican president again. How can we compete with all of these woke corporations and their billions of dollars? But did you notice what William Wallace said to them when he stood in front of them? He said, I'm William Wallace, right? The defender of Scotland. That's who I am. And when I look at you, do you know what I see? When I look at all of you, I see a whole army of my countrymen here in defiance of tyranny. Did you notice that? He didn't say, I'm William Wallace. I'm the defender of Scotland. And I gotta say, I've never seen a more pathetic group of sorry excuses for an army in my entire life. What the heck is this? All I see is a ragtag lot of sheep herders, a bunch of disorganized and gutless farmers, a bunch of hopeless cowards. That's not what he said. What did he say? I see a whole army of my countrymen here in defiance of tyranny. I mean, you could see the pride in his face as he's looking at them. You see, William Wallace refused to see them the way their enemies saw them, the way the English soldiers were seeing them with their mocking jeers from across the field. You Neanderthals, you deplorables. No. Far from that, William Wallace saw them for who they really are. And he reminded them of their true identity as men of Scotland. He said to them, you are not a ragtag group of gutless farmers. You are a whole army of my countrymen, men I'm proud to fight alongside of as we stand together in defiance of tyranny. And one of my favorite lines is, you've come to fight as free men, and free men you are. Fundamentally, you're not farmers, you're not sheep herders, you're not craftsmen or tinkers, you're not a joke. You're not Neanderthals. You're not deplorables. You are free men. We have come to fight as free men, and free men we are. And then he asks them a profound question, and one that I've had to ask myself. Now, what are you going to do with that freedom? Are you willing to fight for it? You know, the crazy thing about the situation I found myself in is that there's no special magic to what I've done. I mean, honest to goodness, anyone could have done it. Any passionate, inspired, new conservative patriot like you could strike out and impact the world with the calling and talents that you have to fight for this freedom as a free man. As those of you who joined us for our new Conservative Patriot Live event a few weeks back know, building a parallel polis is something we all have a role in building. Over the years, I've discovered that entrepreneurship, creating and building our own jobs, is truly a key component to living in freedom. And with the right guidance, I believe what's happened to me could happen to anyone. My team and I were recently discussing this plan for me to go full-time, and we were amazed at how far we've come. The steps I took were challenging, but then again, they were simple. And I want to share with you the steps I took on what I call the Patriot's Path at a very special event my team and I are putting together for entrepreneurs. This is how we fight back and build a parallel policy and stand up for freedom. I've invited the very people who have spoken in my life to share their expertise with you. The very people who have spoken into my life are coming together to show you how to start, how to multiply, and how to secure a new conservative business without concern you'll ever be canceled again. If you're a new conservative patriot entrepreneur who's frustrated and feeling trapped in your woke job like I was, passionate about your work, but disheartened about your woke environment, or perhaps you're a current business owner who wants to take your impact to the next level, this is the time to take action. This coming June 4th and 5th, I want to dive deep into the exact steps I took with some of the greatest conservative entrepreneurs by my side so you can do exactly what I'm doing, changing the world with a conservative business and no longer being enslaved to a woke 9-to-5 job. Would that not be absolutely amazing for you, for your family, for your community, and of course, for freedom? This next year is going to be the best year that Turley Talks has ever seen. Together, we're diving deeper into building back the world we love. And it's my honor and privilege to bring you more content, more evaluations of current events, closer proximity to the greatest conservative minds in the world, and so much more. I'm quitting my job, people. This is where the fun really begins. If you love the show now, you're in for a real treat. For those of you who are entrepreneurs wanting to be free from your woke job like I am now, join me June 4th and 5th by clicking on the link below. Early bird tickets for this virtual event are available until next Monday night, May 17th at midnight Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be an amazing event, and I can't wait to see you there. Thank you, guys, every single one of you, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for having made my dreams of teaching hundreds of thousands a reality. I'm thrilled for this next chapter of Turley Talks, and I'm ready to face liberal culture head on. We are taking this journey together, and as such, we will stand side by side as patriot kinsmen in defiance of tyranny. We're coming together as free men because free men we are. And as long as we're standing together, we're going to fight for what is good, and we're going to say to our enemies that no matter what they try to take away from us, no matter what, they will never, ever take our freedom.